One of the biggest trends in healthcare is cash-based practices. Direct primary care, concierge medicine, and other types of medical practices that are opting out of the payer system. This approach allows healthcare providers to spend more time with their patients and less time dealing with red tape. So, how does this affect your malpractice insurance? Are there any benefits to going cash only? Are there any drawbacks from a Medmal perspective? Well, in today's episode, we're going to talk about malpractice insurance for cash-based medical practices. We'll give you the information you need to get covered correctly and make sure you're taking advantage of all the available discounts. Stay tuned. Welcome to Malpractice Insights, the show dedicated to helping healthcare professionals understand medical malpractice insurance and providing you with the solutions you need so that you can get back to the work of practicing good medicine. My name is Jennifer Wiggins, CEO of Aegis Malpractice Solutions, and I'm so glad you joined us today. All right, let's jump in. Cash-based medical practices are on the rise. Direct primary care and concierge healthcare providers work with a smaller pool of patients, and they are able to spend more time in each interaction. Doctors don't have to jump through the typical hoops of working with third-party payers, and they are much more accessible to their patients to help with any questions or concerns. Data is starting to show that healthcare providers who have implemented the cash-based model are generally happier, their patients are more satisfied, and the risk of malpractice is reduced. Malpractice carriers are starting to wisen up to the fact that DPC is a lower risk specialty and should be given special consideration when providing pricing. But before we get too excited about this new trend in healthcare, let's pump the brakes a bit and talk about malpractice insurance companies as a whole and how rates are established. When a malpractice carrier is determining how much to charge for insurance, they are looking at a variety of factors. First and foremost, the actuaries are looking at the claim trends. How often claims are filed, how severe they are, and how much money the company needs to save in order to ensure that they have enough to pay the claims and cover their operating costs for the business. Insurance carriers tend to be very conservative. They love data. And they need proof, lots of proof, before they are willing to make any changes to the way that they are rating policies. A common way that actuaries look at data is by grouping like risks to compare the relativity between specialties, states, and other factors to see which ones may be higher than others. Just like your auto insurance or your homeowner's insurance, malpractice insurance premiums are determined by a variety of factors. Each malpractice insurance carrier has their own unique set of guidelines that tell an underwriter how to price a risk. Premiums are generally calculated by determining the base rate, sometimes referred to as the manual rate, and then the price is either credited or debited to account for special risk factors. So, for example, if the base rate for a pediatrician in Dallas, Texas is $8,000, the underwriter can adjust the price up or down from there. The 5 main things that determine your base premium are your specialty, practice location, policy type, limits, and effective date. Your specialty will be one of the biggest factors in determining your premium. Underwriters will look at your training, your practice experience, and the procedures that you will be performing to come up with your rate. Most specialties have additional classifications to further refine the price based on the type of work that you're doing. For example, a family practice doctor could be rated as no surgery, minor surgery, or major surgery if they're doing obstetrics. Non-surgical rates will generally be less than surgical ones. But what if we can show that a specific segment of business is performing better than another? Well, in that case, a carrier may be willing to offer a discounted price to account for the better than average risk of that group over another. And that's where cash-based practices come in. As carriers begin to write more and more direct primary care and concierge medicine policies, they're able to begin analyzing the data and comparing that to the claim trends of other like specialties. So, what does this mean for your malpractice coverage? Well, here are a few things to leave you with today. First, make sure that you are working with a knowledgeable malpractice insurance broker or agent who understands the nature of cash-based medical practices. Your agent will play a critical role in selling the value of direct primary care or concierge medicine to the carrier, and they can push to make sure that you're being rated correctly, ideally in a special classification that distinguishes you from other traditional medical specialties. Second, make sure you're still doing all of the typical research beyond price when you're comparing coverage options between one carrier and another. While price is certainly important, it's equally as important for you to look at other factors to help you identify a solid insurance company. Items such as this. First, their financial stability and longevity in the market. Second, what states does the carrier do business in? Third, what policy types do they offer? Occurrence and claims made? Fourth, what is their trial win rate and their overall level of experience in handling claims? And fifth, do they offer pure consent to settle? All of these factors can make a big difference when you're deciding which malpractice insurance carrier is best, so it's worth the time to review each option thoughtfully. If you need help comparing all of this information as you're looking for your own malpractice insurance quote options, a knowledgeable malpractice insurance agent will be your best resource. Not only can they help you navigate the carrier options and help you look at each of these key areas, but they can also provide you with other anecdotal feedback, such as which company is the easiest to work with, which ones are quick with their turnaround times, etc. Third on our list, be sure to ask about risk management courses and other educational offerings from carriers specifically as it relates to cash-based best practices for medical groups. As we mentioned, this is a growing market in healthcare, and carriers are learning more and more over the years. So they'll be developing resources, guides, and other useful tools that you can and should take advantage of to ensure that your concierge practice is running as smoothly as possible with as low of a risk as possible. If you have any questions on this topic or you want to make sure that you're covered appropriately, click the link in the description box below where you can connect with us via phone, email, or chat today. And if you're listening, please visit us online at aegismalpractice.com. That's AEGIS malpractice.com. And of course, if you haven't done so already, don't forget to give us a like and a follow. And I'd really appreciate your feedback if you could please leave a review. Your support really does help us to reach more people, and we're so grateful for your clicks and your kind words. This is Jennifer Wiggins. Thanks for joining us.